And so there's rumblings that John might be there at the event and would step in the cage, which would have been fucking insane. And as soon as the fight ended, every single person that worked at the Miami Improv went, who's going to win, John Jones and Francis? And after seeing that and seeing the improvement of Francis, I don't know. And you guys know, to me, John's the greatest of all time, no matter what his history says with USADA and all that shit. He's the greatest of all time. He's the best we've ever had. But I can't confidently say that he can beat Francis, because if I go back over John's resume, over his last, bring up John's resume for me. If I go back over his, I'd say last 4 fights, if that same John who fought, here we go. You go back to his last 4 performances, and you can think back on it, right? So a lot of decisions. So if the John Jones comes out with the same attitude that fought OSP, if he fought Anthony Smith, the same John that fought Thiago Santos, same John that fought Dominic Reyes, he will get knocked out. If the same version of John that has came out since 2016 for the last 5 years comes out and fights like that against Francis, he gets knocked out. Now, what I think has happened, let's go from 2019, Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, and Dominic Reyes, I don't think John could get up for those fights. I think he thought he could beat them in his sleep, and that's why he had poor performances. That's why I think he got hit. He looked kind of, not very motivated to get those guys out of there. Also, Thiago Santos, had one leg, almost beat him. That was a split decision. Dominic Reyes, a lot of people thought he lost that fight. So, again, there's some question marks. Is John the greatest of all time, and he's just been skating by, really not motivated, and he's fighting these top young lions, these contenders, but he's still beating them, and he's kind of half-assing it? Or has Father Time caught up with John, and he's just not as good anymore? Again, I don't know. We're going to fucking find out, though. But what I do know is if the version of John Jones plus 30 pounds that fought Dominic Reyes comes in with the same attitude, the same skill set, the same demeanor, and tries to do that against Francis Ngannou, he won't make it out of 2 rounds. I can guarantee you that. Guarantee it. Now, if it's the John Jones that fought Gustafsson, same John Jones that fought DC back in the day, same John Jones that Glover Teixeira, same John Jones that fought Shogun Rua, same John Jones that fought Chael Sonnen, Rampage, Vitor, Rashad, it's going to be fucking scary because he has the proper skill set to beat Francis. But if he's not a 10 out of 10 John, he gets knocked the fuck out. That's how scary Francis is. And we're going to find out how good Francis wrestling is. Guarantee that. Guarantee you John gets him down. I will guarantee that. Unless he gets clipped in the first minute, John will get him down. Guarantee it. With a blast double, or he'll get in a clinch. And this is the other thing about John. The difference between John and Stipe, John's fight IQ is much, much higher. That's what makes John the greatest of all time. Is he the most athletic? No. And I've heard people say, oh, he's more athletic than Francis. I totally disagree with that. I think his fight IQ is the highest, and he has certain physical assets as far as his height, his reach, his legs, his movement that make him fucking the greatest of all time and gives him such an advantage over guys. But if you notice, John struggles when guys are either the same size or taller. Whenever he's taller, he destroys guys. But if they're the same via Gustafsson, if guys, Dominic Reyes, if guys can kind of play the same game with him, Francis ain't short and has a reach. I don't know what the reaches are.
83 for Francis, and John's is 84 and a half.
Ooh,
pretty damn close.
God damn, I want to see that fight. But yeah, if John doesn't come in completely focused and up for this fight, which I guarantee he will, it's John Jones. But let's just say he doesn't, and fighting's on his heart, or Father Time has caught up with him, and it's an accumulation of those things, you will see John Jones get knocked out for the first time. And if you are betting on that, the under, I'm sure you could make some serious money in. And I would almost guarantee you're going to get that fight next. I know Dana was like, I think John's scared, which is insane to say. He's the greatest we've ever seen. And scared? Let's talk about scared. Dude, John fought Ryan Bader when he was ranked, I think, 5th in the world off a week of training. John was out with hose in a Bentley and still beat DC. Wrecked the Bentley. Still beat DC. John will party all night and still starts a prime Rashad Evans. John will do enough blow to make Theo Vaughn jealous and then beat Vitor Belfort. Scared? You give him a full camp? Scared? You got to pay the man. If I'm John, my tweet wouldn't have been like, scared, that's offensive. I'd been like, hey, dude, check my resume. The only one scared here is you to pay. You're scared to open up the checkbook. That's what this is about. Put it back in Dana's corner because that's all this is. That's all this is. If I'm John, I'm like, dude, pay me heavyweight money. Give me heavyweight money to fight this scary fucking guy. And people would go, oh, I bet John be singing a different tune if it was Stipe. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. John doesn't have to do shit, dude. He has earned the right to go pay me. I'm going up to heavyweight. I've put on all this weight because I know I'm going to fight the winner of this, but you have to pay me what I'm worth. So here's the conversation for those of you that missed it. Scroll up. Mm-hmm. If anyone's wondering if I want the fight, the answer is yes. I also really want to get paid, which you should. This is the biggest fight the UFC can make. Name a bigger fight. Anyone? Kev? Chin?
Nope.
Khabib GSP maybe? Like there's these super fights. Cejudo Max Holloway? No, I'm searching here.
Conor Poirier, possibly.
If Stylebender would have beat Jan, Stylebender John would be bigger. Maybe. Francis is fucking scary, man. You know how easy this is to market?
Yeah.
And UFC's going to do a great job marketing it. Guarantee it. This one's fucking shoo-in. So he goes, I quit the light heavyweight division, literally gained a massive amount of weight. Now people are saying I'm afraid. He should have said in Dana saying I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Everyone but me claiming that I'm afraid. All I asked was to get paid. This is why you go, the only one scared is you, Dana, to pay. Why does a fighter have to be afraid the second he mentioned he wants to get paid his worth? What an insult. Conor McGregor wants big money. It's expected. John Jones wants money. Now he's scared. He misspelled scared. Whatever. Yeah. He goes, I've been working my butt off, gained all this weight, have never lost a fight before. Now all of a sudden I'm scared. What bullshit. This is just back and forth, right? Like they've always had a tumultuous relationship. They're gonna figure it out. Dude, call up Lorenzo. Just bypass Dana, call up Lorenzo. He'll get you paid. They're gonna figure it out. This is the fight. This is the fight. What else are you gonna do? Love to hear it. What else are you gonna do? Oh, Derek Lewis. Really? How are you going to market that? Their fight was the worst we've ever seen in the heavyweight division. Gane? What's his name? Cyril Gane?
Cyril Gane.
He's not ready. Exciting. You're not ready?
No.
How are you going to market that? Guy barely has any fights. The only thing you could do there, you could do Derek Lewis versus Gane. The winner of that fights Francis if there's a problem with John. But does Francis want to wait that long? You would just do the trilogy, which I don't want to see and don't want to have happen. You would have Stipe versus Francis 3. Listen, sometimes trilogies make sense. Sometimes they make sense. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's pretty fucking clear what happened, and it's pretty clear one guy's better than the other. That's this case here. We don't want to see Stipe continue to take damage. We just don't. And I was kind of mad at Herb because he was a little slow, so Stipe ate that shot. But also, it was such a, like, Herb has to get the fuck out of the way, which he was. And remember, why this happened is Stipe clips Francis. And Francis' legs give a little go, and then Stipe made a huge mistake, goes, oh, I got him. And rushes in, forgets all his training, and goes to counter. And Francis goes, oh, dude, I marched through the Sahara Desert, Papa. Clip. Just a little clip, and not even a big wind up, just a knockout. Mm-hmm. Don't want to see that trilogy fight. So what are you going to do? You have got to figure it out with John. That's the fight. That's one of the biggest, top 5 pay-per-views of all time. John, here's the thing. There's this narrative that John doesn't sell well, and I don't know who started that. I think the UFC, in particular, Dana White, painted that narrative like, oh, he doesn't sell well, or, remember he had that issue with Chael when they were supposed to fight in Canada, and John was like, no, I'm not doing that because like a late replacement, some shit, and so he got all this heat. Mm-hmm. And then the UFC painted this narrative, which it doesn't make sense. It's their product. That John doesn't sell well. He actually sells really, really well. His fights with DC, he sells very well. So John versus Francis is a fucking shoo-in. You have got to figure it out. But you have to figure it out. You have one job. What else are you doing? Khabib's out. Get off his nuts. You have got to figure out John versus Francis. It's the only fight we want to see. Then Derek Lewis is going to fight Cyril Gane. And then the winner of that's going to fight the winner of John versus Francis. With Stipe, I don't know. It's what's next for him. You know what's left. You know, you're already considered one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT, a lot of people's eyes. So I don't know. I don't know they're going to do with him. But after 1 through 5, after 5, it gets dicey. We need John. They'll figure it out. And it's such a big fight. Oh my God, dude. If you're UFC, this is best case scenario. Francis versus John Jones. And then think about this. If John beats Francis, becomes the world heavyweight title holder, there is zero argument that he's the greatest of all time. Zero. Fucking zero. I'm just so curious how John's going to look. Now he's put on weight. It just doesn't work like this. It's physics. He's going to be slower at heavyweight because he's put on weight. You don't get faster when you put on weight. If you do, you saw him like, excuse me. It just doesn't work that way. So with John's IQ, his style, his wrestling mixed with Francis, his explosiveness, oh my God, dude. What a fucking fight. Francis didn't give a fuck. He was like, you want to do this in July, whatever? Yeah, I'll knock him out. He's like, you know, in Lion King with all Mufasa, like, ooh, say it again, Mufasa. That's Francis, man. He's fucking terrifying. Terrifying. Unbelievable. Unreal.